Welcome back to the post-game analyst stats. We are back after Gen.G versus DAMWON game number 2. Looking at their draft, we saw the strengths of DAMWON Gaming. Well, we have a very strong fighters on the top side, and also Beryl got a champion that is really good at roaming. So other champions can also just boost up each other together. And Gen.G with Lee Sin and Zoe, they wanted to have a lot of fights around mid. And also I want to point out that DAMWON Gaming showed up a really great performance on Syndra because Syndra has been on a losing streak in LCK, but DAMWON was the only team that had a lot of high hopes around Syndra, and Showmaker made it in reality. He really pulled it off. So there was this game-winning points that DAMWON had around this Herald. With his priority, DAMWON started the Rift Herald, and Gen.G was gripping up to interrupt them. So some of the DAMWON champions were zoning out the Gen.G players, and the rest of the players were bursting the Baron. So they were setting for a pick here. And Clid was actually kind of drawn into the DAMWON Gaming, and he just got cut out, and the rest of the Gen.G players are following him to the gray screen. And DAMWON Gaming, the players are really good at utilizing all the ability to kind of min-max their damage. But he has been showing a little bit underperformance, but maybe that can be a communication issue. Because he was looking for a steal, for a bit of a possibility, but that ended up just dying there. And we have another highlight from DAMWON, or maybe Nuguri himself. Because this fight started with Ghost fighting the Dust. So Gen.G could have rotated to Baron and they could gain a huge lead, but Nuguri held his mental really strong, and even though they lost some of their teammates, Nuguri didn't give up, and he was looking for that flank angle with his ultimate and dash. Because Life used his exhaust onto Ezreal earlier to this fight, there was no way to stop Nuguri coming in for that flank. As a result, even though that was a 3v5 fight, or maybe Nuguri single-handedly went in for that engage, well, DAMWON was the team that had the win in the end of that fight. Nuguri indeed was showing an outstanding performance all throughout the game. We want to check out whether it's gonna be Kenyon or Kennen picking up the player of the game, and it was Nuguri on Kennen. His positioning as Kennen was on point. He had such a great dominance on this champion in teamfights, even when his flash was down. There were a lot of ability to kind of push him away from his engage on the side of Gen.G. However, Nuguri, there was nothing to stop him, to be honest. Kennen also got solo killed by Nuguri, but he's always just managed to find the window to come back and scale till the end where he can kind of dominate the team fights. That contribution on this champion was the main factor that allowed him to win this POG point, the POG point. As what is said, Kenyon and Kennen were sharing the POG vote, but most of them was going over to the side of Kennen Nuguri. So let's move on to the decider match to check out whether it's gonna be DAMWON or Gaming getting this series.
Thank you, Ji-sun, as always, for the great translation there. Interesting to see that actually 2 people decided to vote for Canyon. I thought it should have been unanimous, but Canyon did have a good game. He just wasn't the player of the game, in my opinion. So we are going to go to the decider match. We're going all the way, guys, to game number 6 today, game 3 of the series. And this is going to be a big one. We expected a 2-1 either way for this series. And based on what we've seen so far, really either team could take it here in the final decider.
Well, Gen.G now going to be on the blue side here. And they're going to ban away the Syndra. We'll see if DAMWON can find themselves with such a situation they just had in game number 2. Varus is going to be banned away. Now again, I would actually really like to see DAMWON leave open Aphelios again and give it over and then draft accordingly.
Do you think even with the Syndra banned?
Well, I mean, Syndra's not the only mage that can put him on a leash. Orianna, definitely capable of doing it. Azir, he can't really walk up either.
Syndra just feels like the best.
Syndra's really good at doing it.
Especially for Showmaker.
Yeah. I mean, even AP Kog'Maw would be good, and I cite that, yes, it's not 10-13, but Showmaker is the player that got it going amongst high MMR players. So definitely a lesser common one. Victor even can control Aphelios, and that's not a very common pick, as Ezreal was banned by DAMWON, and will they let him open? We'll take a look. 10 seconds remaining.
If it's not going to be him, you could go Karma.
Yeah.
You could go...
Turn the page and... yeah.
Yes. Here they will take Aphelios.
Oh.
Just kidding. Oh, wait, I was reading game 1. Oh,
oh.
Wait, no, they picked Kalista there too.
Well, now will DAMWON actually just choose Aphelios? Now, if they choose it early and Gen.G just doesn't draft in a manner that supports him, even though the Kalista is obviously something he enjoys, no, I really don't understand the Senna. Senna rose to prominence as an answer against the long-range AD carries and the nature that they would fight inside of. They're selecting her here, and they're going for the Frozen Heart, or not Frozen, I'm sorry, Frozen Mallet Senna build, and it just seems very out of place so early. And Pantheon being picked up, potentially, could get locked in for Barrel, and that's scary. I mean, Senna, okay, Senna's fasting a Pantheon here, most likely. Pantheon already comes online very quickly as a support. Getting fasted just makes it that much better. And with them locking in Taric and Ornn, maybe Pantheon could even build actually a Black Cleaver from the support role.
Whoa.
Which, Pantheon is one of the fastest stackers of it in the game for all of his teammates. And that could be very interesting. But Gen.G, they're full on hard engage right now. And this is one of those spots where you really kind of wish that Senna could be flexed. Or, I mean, Pantheon could even be flexed, and then you could pick Aphelios with Senna, I suppose.
Ooh.
As Zoe is being hovered. Now, this is a little bit peculiar, given that Zoe is a little bit prone to this level of hard engage. Sometimes she can have trouble juggling it.
Yeah, but I do have faith that Showmaker on Zoe will understand that.
Okay.
Look at the enemy team and say, I will try not to get hit by that. He's definitely one of the better Zoe players that we do have here in the LCK.
Rek'Sai and Jace now both banned away, respectively. DAMWON can't totally tell yet where they're going. Their comp is... There's no real clear identity to it yet whatsoever. There's still no theme. We'll see what they try to short up with. They're probably just going to pick jungle on R4. If they pick something like Lee Sin, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to let you know
there you
one.
go. They banned it away.
All right, they banned it away, so Gen.G really saving us here.
So now they can
Now,
pick
how
Rek'Sai.
about Olaf? Valdez.
Ooh. You know, a lot of CC on the enemy team. You
True
may want to
words.
run through it.
Have never been spoken. Okay. Kindred would actually be the nuts here, probably. Because of the Taric and the Ornn. They're actually going to take Graves, and I mean, now this gives...
Okay.
Okay. Kale.
Oh, Kale.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought of that just now.
Just
Actually,
right now.
You know what? I'm gonna expose you here. I saw you practicing that in the mirror.
Oh,
in
what?
the bathroom.
No. What?
Yeah.
I was in there alone.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Jarvan, just, you know, add on the engage. We are looking to dunk Zoe / Senna / pretty much anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, Kale can certainly help against that, which is definitely
Orianna?
what makes it an interesting pick.
Orianna. One time. There we
Lucian.
go. There we go. All right.
Ooh, okay.
Everything. All right. Everything's. You know what? Everything's going fine here. And so now, Kindred.
Now Kindred actually does look
Kindred
really good.
is absolutely the nuts. I just feel like there was no real other option when Gen.G is committed this hard to this theme. If you try to pivot from it, it's just going to be really bad.
Best he can do is Graves. Best he can do, LS.
Kindred's gained some weight.
Yeah.
That's
And
what-
grew a beard.
Yeah, grew a beard.
She's got a different kind of weapon now, too. She's upgraded.
She actually, she started using Wolf as a pelt. That's what Graves' coat is, actually.
Aw.
That's
Or Wolf.
That's some Monka W, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the Graves... Yeah, I'm not so sure about the Graves. I mean,
The Graves
I don't
is
really know,
much
you know?
worse than the Kindred. I think that if you
like, what is
pull-
the idea behind it? Why
if
do
you-
you
if
go
you
for it in this
pull
scenario?
most players, they're basically a ditto, right? I mean, they can both escape from Jarvan. That's not really a problem. Kindred's ultimate ruins the hard engage. It ruins the Taric ultimate if you use it defensively because you invalidate the Cosmic Radiance. Graves offers a little bit more damage in a...
Burst.
Yeah,
Right.
I guess more burst, but you're not trying to win the team fights like that. So maybe the problem is that Kindred isn't in Canyon's comfortable champion pool. That's the only thing I can think of. Because also, the synergy of Kindred ult plus Kale ult is
boy.
also very scary, and I just feel like this is a massive missed opportunity.
Certainly does feel that way. I could have sworn that I've seen Canyon on Kindred before, but I don't have the stats in front of me right now. Either way, guys, looks like we're ready to jump into Game 3. Let's do it right now. DAMWON up against Gen.G. I do like the Kale, though.
I like Kale a
I
lot.
like the Kale is
Yeah.
a pretty good pick.
Kale, I think, is totally fine here. Also, Pantheon ultimate into Kale ult. That is a very scary type of play.
I saw that Ashley Kong was posting on Twitter about some of the players and their streams, and she mentioned, I think it was DRX.
Yeah.
Oh, might have to hold that thought. A little bit of damage coming out here. No, he's fine. They were doing Nocturne Kale bottom lane.
Yeah, Def was playing Nocturne, yep.
Yeah. That was
Chovy,
really
Chovy on Kale.
stupid.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, any squishy does not live.
Yep.
Or immediately gets pushed out of the fight.
Kale's ultimate base damage is absurd, if you've ever seen it.
What is it, like 300 or something?
I think it's, let me
Let's take a quick peek.
take a quick
We have a lot of time, LS.
We do,
It's the LCK.
Yeah, the lull state is definitely in full effect here. Let me take a look.
Lulls, casters, Keck W. Get
True.
it? LCK.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was very good.
I made up a new one. Literally can't kill, though. That's probably number one.
Ghost
point.
and Barrel actually going to lose Prio early. Okay, Divine Judgment. is 200 base damage plus 80% AP, 100% bonus AD. So from the get-go, it's dealing a lot.
That's
for an
level
immunity.
6?
Yeah, level 6.
Jesus. That is really nice. Clid is dead. Nicely done. DAMWON immediately shut him down. I want to see the setup for that, because there was a ward on the blue, yes, but I don't think Jarvan would have been there yet. So I want to see how Canyon set it up. He was waiting in the bush. He expected the invade and immediately shut it down.
Yeah, and
so there's your burst, I guess.
Nagari has ended up on the opposite side. I'm not sure why the fighting there stopped.
You think
He's still on cooldown?
Rascal should have stayed in.
Well, I guess maybe Kale's cooldowns were longer than I was expecting. But nonetheless, Nagari, I mean, he's going to end up being pretty happy with that, although Rascal did get a lot of Grass the Undying procs. So that is the thing. Showmaker picked up Ghost. And just trying to shove in the wave, but BDD doing a really good job with the CSing. And I don't even... How do you anticipate this?
Yeah, I mean...
Was I missing something on the minimap?
There's a ward on blue, but like... Unless... Like, he wouldn't have been there anyway by then, you know?
Very strange.
Maybe that's just a common thing that he reads that Clid does.
Yeah, I really want to think that I'm blanking on something on the minimap, and I just didn't see it because I'm lost sight, as...
could be.
It could definitely be it, but...
It's true.
Canyon off to a really good start. And if we want to talk about something, that's something couldn't have done, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, you know, there's your burst.
There it is. There it is.
So, obviously, Graves the better pick here. LS kicked up. But
I'm also curious to see if Rascal will build Ornn.
Oh, he's trying to... Nicely done by Nuggery. Reads it. Can he get out? He's dodged both knockups, and he's just meleeing them down. As Showmaker's coming in, he's going to get slept. There's no flash on your Jarvan. See you later. And immediately Clid is 0-2 in this game.
Yeah. And this is very, very unfortunate right now, because Jarvan doesn't really benefit from low economy in this kind of a game.
Oh, nice stun.
Yeah,
That's
very nice stun.
big.
And Senna still doing a really good job at fasting the Pantheon. He's going to miss out on a little bit of EXP. Senna's going to recall. And Nuggery just having a real...
Clid is so angry right now.
I mean, he's
not showing it on his face, but like, that is so annoying.
Yeah, that,
After dying twice, Big Krug gets stolen by Big Pantheon.
Well, Serrated Dirt completed for Panth. Not going to be the Black Cleaver.
Watch him dodge
which I find
everything.
really surprising. Yeah. Got some fancy feet here. Honestly, we need to check his computer for a program with some of the movement there. I really like that he aimed the Q onto the Jarvan. Showmaker comes in there, managed to get that kill.
실수하면 안 돼.
어?
우리
F키?
얘네 한타 좋아. 아 힐로
What
바꿔.
was
위에 바닥에 따고 싶긴 한데.
오른 살짝 봅시다.
살짝만 때려볼게요.
아, 오른 공이
다르만 여기 검사.
나이스.
나
Okay.
스턴 맞아.
설계.
위에 바닥이 어때 조이는? 아 받아먹고 와야 돼. 아 줘야 될 것 같아요.
Yeah, I don't know about the echo chamber, but
Yeah, the Echo Chamber was definitely a little bit weird.
yeah.
And, well, Rascal,
Spooky.
Bomby Cinder first item. And so,
Does that make you
unable...
happy?
That makes me very sad, honestly. It's, you know, it's like,
He could have had a control ward with 2 Ruby Crystals.
Ruby, Chain Vest, if you're going to go for Sunfire Cape. That way, you have more HP. Also, you spend 800 gold, and you get more HP. And then you maintain total control over the wave, because Bomby makes it so that you always push.
Oh,
Big trade.
right. He is sustaining, though, just autoing him down. and will stay alive. The stacks come in big time, but Beryl, he's coming back. Thinking about getting in there, the flash onto the root. Here's Showmaker, though, who is so fast. Coming on in and bursts him down with the Paddle Star from long range. Already has his tier 2 boots, and now he's got 4 stacks on his Dark Seal. Everything is going right in this game for DAMWON Gaming.
Everything is just really on point for them right now. They outscale their opponents as well. And while Orianna did come in on B5, it doesn't change the fact that Gen.G's team composition overall is very reliant on a wombo combo engage that is going to be very hard to orchestrate against DAMWON's team composition, and there's not a genuine answer for Kayle in the later stages of the game. I don't want to call Gen.G's team comp sinful, because I don't think that it is. They definitely have a lot of modes. They have Ornn, Orianna, Taric, and friends, and okay, that is a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's just the Graves burst damage, by the way. It's pretty good.
Well, Kayle, level 6 now. BDD coming in here with the ball. Ghost is here as well.
Yeah. No, okay, there's life. He's down a level.
Yep.
But that is going to be the blue buff handed over to Orianna still. So couldn't deny that. Canyon still getting to work on to the Rift Herald. But
so, okay.
Pantheon's still bot.
All right, Pantheon's still bot. This is 2 waves now that have gone into nothingness. DAMWON might actually fight this.
Ooh, able to dodge.
Oh man, wait, I think they're gonna win.
Showmaker's so fast.
They're gonna win 4v5.
Here
comes Pantheon.
Pantheon should be joining in here. Nuguri in a weird spot. That's a nice ultimate, but life in the back line is oh, the auto finally goes down. DWG Gaming are going to win this fight. It did look like the Rift Herald went the way of Gen.G, but they lost a member and all the XP down on the bottom side.
And the Rift Herald did end up dissipating the Dreamcasters.
The whales.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man.
It's like the Banshees in WoW, you know?
Oh boy.
Well.
Ghost is fine. Yeah.
All right.
Tip of the hat to you, mate. Says Pengu.
You know what? You just actually reminded me that the Riot store is not open, and even if it was, they probably still wouldn't have Pengu. So
yeah, probably not. We're going to get back there. They're going to have, like, what is it? KDA? It's going to be like KDA Kai'Sa. They're going to have, like, the Rift Rivals mouse pad. Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well. All right. Well. Beryl and Ghost. This is a trade from a long time ago.
Yeah.
As it looked like actually Beryl, when he clicks back here, Ruler was never intending to turn. It almost looks like he missed the opportunity to follow up. This is also a replay bug. He has flash in this highlight.
Ruler?
Beryl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
And
flash.
Right here, I mean, they were winning 4v5 at this point. You can see Nuguri waiting to get in, autoing onto Ruler, casts the ultimate on Kayle. Nice ultimate by Orianna, but I mean, Beryl just deals so much damage. Life goes down immediately. Pantheon has flash, but there's no real reason to push this any further.
Yeah.
For DAMWON, yeah. And the Rift Herald already dissipated, so things are just going so well right now for DAMWON in this game. Gunblade is going to be the first item of choice for Kayle. And we shall see what ends up happening elsewhere.
There's been no focus on Drake so far, by the way. It's
none.
Very different from most LCK games. Canyon, big fan of... Okay, that... Well, all right.
You know what? You jinxed him.
Okay. This, Showmaker was good up until that moment. Now we're best friends with Beryl. But yeah, it looks like they're just going to give that one away. Gen.G moving over to that one. Graves is going north for some reason.
And Rascal is... Well, I mean, he's running around, he's doing things, but he's getting zoned out on top, and now he's going to miss a lot of minions. And I really don't know what he's doing at this point.
He's like desperately trying to zone
Yeah, he's going to miss
away.
the cannon. Wait, I think
They're going
dead.
for it.
Oh, what is it with Graves and missing ours? Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I think Pioshik missed.
Oh, they're going in.
Oh, man.
Barrel. Oh, you gotta wait for that one. He's going in once again, though. Cosmic Radiance is coming down with the TP now.
Oh,
and here
man.
comes Pantheon. Well, that was a little bit of an awkward angle. It doesn't really matter in the end, as they are going to pick up life once again. That very unfortunate Taric is now 0-3 to the 3-0-1 Pantheon. We know who's the real Chad in the lane.
Yeah.
It's not Taric.
And it seems like Barrel is going for Yumu's first item on Pantheon. So still very surprised it's not Black Cleaver, given that Kayle is a lot of hybrid damage. Kayle auto attacks a lot in the fight. Senna. Oh, Senna's going to build Black Cleaver first, and then Pantheon's lethality gets more of a team player over here, these guys.
Ooh.
I was surprised because Senna elected for the Glacial, and I thought that she would just be the one to go lethality, and then Pantheon would go for the Black Cleaver. But they're going to actually do the invert here. Not a big deal. Very big trade. And you see all the Ren stacks that are on Pantheon. And we just take a look at this trade, and like you pointed out, the Pantheon ultimate definitely at a bit of a weird angle. And Showmaker, once again, trying to roam down into bottom. He is down in CS, but he's done a lot to influence the map so far in this game. It looks like Graves will also go for the Black Cleaver, as he does pick up a Ruby Crystal. Second dragon of the game is going to be Mountain. That's a pretty big pickup for both of these parties. And it looks like they're going to just give this to Ruler, which feels really bad for Clip. Oh, no, never mind.
They're just leashing for him.
Yeah.
Helping him out.
Oh.
Still behind.
Well, just wasting a little bit of Jarvan's time. Seraph's Embrace now being picked up on Orianna. Not sure how close she is to completing it, but really DAMWON are just so far in control in this game.
Yeah, I mean, bottom lane is just always having fun. It feels like every trade that Kalista Taric try to take, they lose. And then the roams always come in first from DAMWON. I mean, this Zoe, Showmaker, has been all over the map. He's been bought multiple times. He TP'd top. So far, feels like the player of the game for me. And we haven't seen much out of the Orianna. She's going to be better for the late game, but let's see how this one goes down. Nuguri going to try to 1v2 here, the knock-up into the follow-up. She's got Senna, and the damage is so close. But it ain't quite enough, as Rascal is going to survive. That time around, Nuguri's relentless pushing is eventually going to get punished.
Yep. Ghost trying to go in there. If that could have been a one-for-one trade, kill and assist both ways, that definitely would have been a victory for DAMWON. But nice gank by Clid ends up helping alleviate some of the pressure that was very needed at this point, because the Kayle is very close to just going completely out of control. Now, what I'd really like to see Orianna do is sit on the Seraphs, just go power right into the death cap, and then you have such tremendous amount of AP from both of the items, and then the death cap passive comes in, it's really valuable. And then also you get Death Crown from the ornament upgrade. So, so much AP. It's such an unholy amount of AP, actually, the more I think about it. So, 1,500 gold advantage for DAMWON. They should be the ones to get the Mountain Dragon. Now, with all the turret plates down, I think the only reason Nuguri's still staying in top lane is he wants the first turret gold, because otherwise he should already just have been moved to Dragon. And that turret's on its last leg. He doesn't have teleport available. Rascal does. Losing this Dragon would definitely be a whoopsie, so...
Nuguri's got one thing on his mind. It's pushing the lane.
Okay.
That's all he really cares about.
All right.
He's heard of these things called dragons.
Okay.
He's not really concerned. You remember the beginning of Skyrim when the dragon falls on the town? Who am I kidding? You don't play other games that are not League of Legends. He wouldn't care. He doesn't really care about that dragon that's coming down. But yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting that he just gives that one over.
Yeah, it's really strange. I mean, I really wish that Ornn was highlighted when that went over to Gen.G. I mean, his ornaments aren't complete yet. He's got the Build-A-Bear going on. And when you're Ornn versus Kayle, one of the interesting things that you can do in the later stages is you go third item Warmogs, which is not a traditional third item for Ornn unless you're trolling normally. But against Kayle, what you end up doing is you get Warmogs, and then as Kayle's split pushing, you run up to the wave in front of the turret, just slightly outside of the range. You take 80-90% of your life, and then you run back underneath the turret. Warmogs heals you back up to full. You do that infinitely, and Kayle can never actually touch the turret. So it really stops her dead in her tracks, because she'll never have the damage to rip right through you.
Yeah, and it's it's a little example of playing to the way that the game usually plays out. But either way, we do have a kill here on a Ghost, most likely. He's used both summoners and his stopwatch with a bunch of TPs now coming in. A lot of damage from the poke coming in here from the Zoe. He's going to find another one in the Taric. But with Fate's Call, we'll be able to call himself back there. Kennen going to take this opportunity to say, hey, you guys are pretty zoned. Let's go ahead and take out the mid-tier 1, as they should be able to. Down it will go, and DAMWON from here will continue to poke. Showmaker is quite fed in this game, still 2-0-1. He's almost definitely got a bunch of gold there, as Nuguri, he went chasing, might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to have Senna trying to help him out. There's the ultimate at an awkward time as the slow comes in, and down will go Nuguri.
Yeah, and that's another one, isolated death. Chalk that one up in the record books.
He's first by like 30.
Gen.G are really trying to make this work in this game. They have both the dragons, and so the Infernal does look like a legitimate win con. And you know what? I actually really like BDD's Oblivion Orb pickup here. Recognizes, okay, none of these guys are going to get magic resistance. They didn't get the Mountain Drake. With Sorc Pen and Oblivion Orb, I'm getting 33 Pen. He's almost dealing true damage to everyone on the side of DAMWON right now. So from this point, getting as much power and playing for the soul when he commits to it like this is definitely valuable. We see in the replay here, a bit of a close call, but Kalista's been watching the Pokemon Twitter, saw Pokemons unite, and told Taric to get back inside the Pokeball there. So Nuguri, bit of an isolated death here. Rend comes out, slows him a little bit. He tries to auto, not going to really be able to do anything. Nuguri is currently missing his Kleptomancy right at the very end right there.
Feels bad.
It does feel bad.
He was the one player that felt the most hurt by that one. And yeah, just an isolated death. They get the turret as well. But it's little stuff like that. You feed a couple extra kills over to the Kalista. It's not going to feel good as the game does come along here. And with Infernal Soul up now, I would expect DAMWON to stop just giving away free Drakes.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, this is
jungle spot.
Oh, Taric might have just given it away.
Oh, I don't know.
Wait, can Go sniff that this is possibly happening?
Taking them a long time to take this down.
Well, remember, there's a lot of Ren stacks in that Baron.
Yes.
And Canyon is not going to be able to get there. And,
no, he will not.
Oh, man, this is...
They're going to burst it. That's going to be it. The Kalista gets it as stopwatch. Pretty good item is going to help him out here, as now Showmaker in an awkward spot, but they're going to try to force this fight in, but the double knockup is going to be huge to take out the one of them, and probably two here. Showmaker will go down, make that 3, and how about another one just on top, as Nuguri says, well, maybe I can help. No, you can't. It's 1v5, buddy. That's going to be a clean ace after the Baron, as Gen.G, with one fell swoop, will take the lead.
And I mean, I have no idea what just ended up happening there in this Baron fight. I mean, we see that they snuck the Baron, but then DAMWON felt compelled to really just try to all in. Canyon had no HP as he went into the pit. Yes, he had his ultimate available. Yeah, he had flash to reposition. But you can see Ghost on the backside. Barrel just gets dogged down too. And yeah, I think DAMWON really just lost the game in the matter of a minute and 30 seconds.
빠르면 돼. 1초.
TP.
야, 용 20초, 용 20초.
They're talking about to go get Dragon.
Presented
20
without
seconds.
comment. We were talking about Banshees a little bit earlier. Well, another one has joined the club.
This is definitely a very strange situation. As while DAMWON had a lot going for them, it all just dissipated in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah. I mean,
and you take a look at the Baron power play too. 5,500 gold. It literally swung them in the lead. They were behind.
Yeah. They were down like 2,000 gold.
Yep.
It's like a swing of 7.5. It's massive. It's definitely huge. And it's not only that, it's the Infernal Drake, so you're getting all the stats from that. It's just, it was one fell swoop of just pure death for DAMWON. And amazingness for Gen.G. I mean, they lapped that up. They were like, yeah, sure, man. Okay. We'll take all of that. And now the Baron push, pretty difficult for DAMWON to deal with. Now it's Nuggery who is being pushed in by Rascal.
Yeah. Baron, very hard for them to resist. And Senna still does not yet have the Black Cleaver completed yet.
It's taking so long with the Executioners and how little gold she gets. Just throwing out all their abilities, the Graves ultimate, trying to just clear the waves against the Baron, and they will be successful in keeping all their turrets up for now, but Gen.G don't seem to deterred even with the Baron going down. The Korean casters, they see this crap and they just scream.
Yep.
That's their answer. They're keeping it simple, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying what everybody else wants to say, which is just a bunch of screaming.
Well, 2.5 minutes until the Soul comes online. Rabadon's Death Cap going to be the next item for BDD, I assume. And Salvation probably the item of choice for life whenever he can get around to purchasing it. Callista already has Might of the Ruin King. And unfortunately, it is, I believe, prohibited or it's been bug fixed, but you cannot, you can no longer get 2 Blade of the Ruin Kings with Ornn, which is unfortunate. You used to be able to get Might of the Ruin King and Blade of the Ruin King, and then because the passive is just listed as unique without a name, it used to stack because the name of the item is different.
That seems unintended.
Well, used to be a pretty cool thing that you could do.
Okay, that's, I'm glad that's not in the game, though. I don't know, unless they actually intended that to be. And Gen.G just kind of sitting back on their laurels and just, you know, happily taking pretty much everything on the map. It's going to be interesting to see this next Infernal Drake fight. There is still a lot of, okay, let's try to pick off Rascal before it even happens here. You know, they might want to actually delay killing him.
Yeah, they should delay.
They should delay. You see, it's 55 seconds to Infernal and 46 seconds for his death, and he's got TP.
They could have.
There's nothing else on the map.
Right. And Ornn deals no damage whatsoever, and you have Kale healing. So
yeah,
the thing is that they could just keep him on a leash and then just follow him around and then laugh a little bit. Maybe spam a couple of emotes. Yeah, maybe 15, 20 seconds, follow Ornn around, spam your emotes as much as possible.
Yeah.
Control 4 a couple of times.
You really got the meta down.
Yeah.
You understand this.
That's what you really need to do.
Yeah, just look at the minimap. There's nothing.
Nobody's
even
there was
pushing.
no
There's
aid coming to him. So right here, when he turns around, let him turn around and let him chase Kale.
Yeah.
Just a very big blunder that people don't really think about in the moment. Extending death timers, it's somewhat of an alien concept.
Look at this. Now he TP's back in. He's super fast, full health, ready to go for the fight. They're still going to try to burst down the dragon here,
Ornn
but
shouldn't even be here.
Oh, Canyon is getting burst down. There you go. And that should be the Infernal Soul going the way of Gen.G, and that should be the game. 2 members immediately just out of the fight. And it doesn't matter how hard Showmaker tries, he can't carry the team alone. Triple kill to Orianna, who's only done 2,000 damage. And that should be it. I don't see any chance for DAMWON to make it back. They had a chance. They had a real chance there.
Yeah.
We identified it, but it wasn't meant to be.
Well,
okay, see ya.
Yeah, it looks like Pantheon's going to try to go and proxy the wave, but still, 1 minion is more than enough because Ornn walks in front of the turrets.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you don't really...
There you go.
You don't move it. And Cosmic Radiance on Taric, and you can see they're trying to kill... Oh, they got the minions, but a little bit too late. Nexus just going to go down.
GG, that's going to do it. Gen.G will pick up the win with a huge change in the winner there. Whoever was winning that game, I mean, it was 7,000 gold. That was the big swing there. And just DAMWON, oh man, we thought they had changed, but it turns out they're still the same in Summer. They got pretty close though. Gen.G's a good team, and this is definitely one of the closer series they've had with Gen.G.
Yeah.
And that speaks really well of Gen.G as well. I think we got to give them credit to be able to do some of the calls they had and come back in the series up against a DAMWON who is looking really strong right now. And props to Clid for making Lee Sin actually work.
Yeah, I mean, in this game, there was definitely a lot of blunders by DAMWON. They did want to go, and that was the problem, unfortunately. So I ended up giving my MVP over to BDD. He was the only one that was consistent throughout start to finish, had very good ultimates. Can't give it to Rascal because the laning phase was just, yeah. Clid, absolutely not. Bot lane, not a chance. So I feel like BDD, I mean, he was a pillar in the game. Yes, Showmaker was running around, but he maintained the constant CS pressure. He did his job on Orianna in later stages of the game.
A lot of good ultimates, too.
Yeah, a lot of good shockwaves.
They kind of went unnoticed because they didn't do huge amounts of damage, but it was really like the CC in the early game that helped a lot of the fights. So I do agree with you. All the other members of the team kind of, you know,
you could
swam
argue
through the swamp to make their way to the win.
We have no idea, and I don't like to include conjecture into player of the game votes, but I guess ultimately whoever's idea it was to do the Baron is technically player of the game.
Yeah,
but
true.
We don't have access to the comms. So whoever said that just gets it. Doesn't even matter. It could actually undo Clid's, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
You know?
Clid's early game. That
could
was
redeem himself, yeah.
Although, I mean, that was a really good early game from Canyon, too. You got to hand it to him, the reads that he had. And as a team, DAMWON really shut down that early game. It's just a shame that they, I don't know, for some reason, like Canyon being down on the bottom side with the
that was
Baron up.
Also,
Lista.
he was trying to chase an Ornn. He had one item, and Ornn.
Yeah,
it was very strange. This is still, I don't know.
Unless there was like a ward that
it's just
that
such
expired.
a gamble, and Canyon is a gambler. You must remember this, all right? You want to talk, you know.
And maybe they put a ward over the Dragon Pit
I'm wondering
that just expired.
Yeah.
Right after the replay.
It's a really nice Kale skin, by the way.
It is.
Really, really nice Kale skin.
Yeah.
I definitely like it. Looks like a Valkyrie or something from Gauntlet. You ever played that series? But they started the game off.
I know what you're talking about.
Fantastically. And this was very unfortunate as well. I was surprised Nagari didn't just finish off the turret, by the way. And then he would have had more options here. Very unfortunate. Ended up getting knocked up. Had the flash, could have outplayed it, but he would still go 1-for-1, and I guess just didn't want to blow his flash. So that's all there. Another isolated death right here in the button. You have to wonder, what is he even looking for? Because the giant minion wave just underneath the turret.
Yeah. So he's trying to stop the back of Rascal or something?
He's trying to stop Ornn, but even if Ornn's in that brush, I think Ornn can get to the tier 1 turret in time.
Yeah.
This is the mega play where everything just falls apart. Look at Canyon.
They have vision. They have vision to the Fate's Call. They have it. And then he jumps in.
But the really weird thing is that Kalista was holding Taric, and then Canyon goes in, and Taric goes right into him.
Exactly.
Like it's scripted or something. Is this WWE?
So dramatic.
I'm looking for Vince McMahon as I look back, and I can't really...
We didn't know.
And this was the fight. Ornn should not be here.
Yeah.
Ornn should absolutely not be here for this fight, which changes all the posturing.
Let's go mid. We go mid. Can we end? Yes. Let's go mid.
어차피 자동으로 지워져.
저거 조이 풀 체크 좀. 판테온이랑.
이거 판테가 뒤에 궁 쓸 수 있겠다.
나 궁 있다 그리고.
They're talking about
내가 몸으로 일단 잡아줄게.
ult and flash checks for Zoe and Pantheon.
자, 두 마리 살았어. 두 마리 살았어. 풀뺄게. 노플. 타워. 맞아.
Say two of the minions
나
survived.
탈이 궁 써.
Tarek, use your ult.
타워.
Life waited for the real best time to use the ult.
타워. 넥서스.
Hey, he said nice there at the end.
Oh, did he?
In case you guys missed that.
Yeah, I did not. I was not able to. Pick that one
That's
up.
what
Thank
he
you.
said.
Wow.
Yeah. Nobody really stood out here on the side of Gen.G in terms of damage. It was a team effort. It was a macro play. They identified DAMWON being out of position. They were able to outplay it, and that's why Gen.G are a very consistent team and are oftentimes at the top here of the LCK.
Yeah. And overall, a very long day today. We went the distance.
Yeah, it's like almost 11:30.
Not getting home till 1 again.
Yeah. We started at 5, but we've been here since 3. So it's been a long day for us and the players. Actually, we had 2 best-of-3 series, so everybody had to put in all of their effort for today. And especially this series was pretty close.
Yeah.
It was really back and forth. I feel like DAMWON showed, especially in Game 2 and the beginning of Game 3, where their power comes from and how good they are. Ruler is going to pick up the player of the game, as I suppose his Fate's Calls were pretty good, but I mean, it's kind of just, we know he's a great Kalista player, but we're going to take another look here as his gang, quote unquote, onto the Kale is going to be highlighted.
Well, maybe he made the Baron call. That's what we're just gonna.
He had the most sticks in the Baron.
That is true. we're gonna go with that one.
You see here when he used Fate's Call? Wow. I mean, it's not like he was the one throwing in the Taric, but he started it. Good teamwork. Ends up chasing him down here. And that's it. I mean, yeah, I feel like if you looked at really any player who got player of the game and then we picked out highlights for them, it would have been like, that guy didn't really do much individually. So it was a pretty difficult player of the game vote, I would say, for that one. And there you have it. So we are going to be hearing from Ruler and who else got it? Rascal. So let's hand it over to the interview. Take it away, G-san.
Thank you very much, guys. Let's hear from Rascal and Ruler. How do you feel, guys, picking up 2 wins in a row? Well, in game number 2, I was a little bit sad that we were underperforming, so we had to drop a game. But in the last game, I think we held it on really well and we closed out the game. What about you, Rascal? Happy that we won, and happy that I got DPOG.
그 표정으로는 나오는 것 같은데 사실 그
Yeah, I can tell from your face.
경기력이 너무 세서
Because DAMWON, they were popping off in week number 1. They were really dominant.
당시 현재만 해도
So at the end of the week number 1, a lot of people said it's not gonna be an easy game for Gen.G.
담원이 원래 좀 잘한다고는 생각하고 있어서.
And we always thought DAMWON is a strong team. So watching them performing in week number 1, we just saw DAMWON that we expected. But at the same time, I mean, none of our players are behind them, so we were confident.
아니에요. 미안합니다. 얘기하시죠. 이거 모르실 텐데 들어오시면 알 거예요. 김동준 해설위원이 딴 얘기를 해가지고. 아니, 말씀하시죠. 네.
What about you, Dongjun? Do you have any question over to Gen.G players? I have a question about your pick and ban. So you guys banned out Pantheon away from Pearl specifically because is that because you were kind of a little bit scared of Pearl's performance on the champion, or did you guys just wanted to avoid any possible accidents? Yeah, just we were aware of those facts, and in game 3, well, we weren't having our guards up, and we were a little bit having a big egos, so we got punished a little bit. But at the same time, we were confident that we can win, even with Pantheon with that much of a kill. And Rascal, a lot of people are saying that your form is on your full potential. Do you also feel the same way?
아닌가요?
I mean, Ruler is cracking up right next to you. Why is that? I mean, Rascal, he's just so cool. He makes me smile, you know.
일단은 기량이 이제
About my form or performance? Well, I think the main reason is that I changed my mindset playing on the competitive games. Well, I used to play really safe, and I just trusted and believed in my teammates. So I thought that if I go safe, I'll just win. But now I'm more like, I'll just go hard and I'll just call the opponent jungler. So I will kind of let more space to my teammates.
저건 탑캐리 맞죠? 좋은 마인드입니다. 정글 부르기.
That's yeah, one of the best mindsets of a top laner, calling the opponent jungler.
상황에서 눈만 마주치기만 하면 무조건 싸웠다.
And there were a lot of fights.
무조건 싸우니까 이런 뉘앙스의 얘기들이 있었는데 오늘도 약간 그런 느낌 있었나요? 어땠습니까?
Today, how was it?
눈만 마주치면은.
And I mean, yeah.
I
I just wanted to like beat them until they die whenever we have an eye contact, but they were running away from us, so I couldn't really make it happen. But I heard, yeah, you guys are really aggressive in scrims, so we are looking forward to seeing some of those aggressive plays. And today, you played Kalista, and you guys especially locked it in the very early phase. Well, I mean, I'm quite confident in every AD carry champions, but we were aiming for that strong laning phase pressure. Gen.G is really strong in scrims, so how much potential have you guys pulled off from your full potential at scrims? It's really hard to tell in like exact numbers, but yeah, during the scrims you just like go into fight right after we have an eye contact, but that didn't really happen in game today here, so I will say like 20 or 30% of our scrim form. Would you like to correct that? I'll go with 60 or 70. Then we'll make an article with 70% based on your answer. And we have another question about that Baron try in game number 3. A sneaky Baron. DAMWON surely had the lead and control, especially in the side lanes, and they were really looking strong in team fights as well. So your hope was the Drake. Dongjun actually called Gen.G as G-Dragon because Gen.G is going for the dragon. Haha, boomer joke. But let's go back to the game talk. So who was the shot caller for that Baron try?
수 있어라는 얘기를
Who gave you
누가
guys
제일
the
먼저
call
했고 그걸
that we can
거래를
go,
했나요?
we can do this Baron?
빨리 알려주세요.
일단 자기 입으로 말하기 민망해하는 것 같아서
Maybe Ruler is a little bit shy
배우기가
to
했고요.
expose by himself, but I wanna reveal it right here. It was Ruler,
저는 재혁이 형을 항상 믿고 있기
and
때문에
I always
그
trust
말을 따를
Ruler,
수밖에
so I
없어서
just followed his call.
때리면서도 좀 불안불안하지 않았어요. 예, 얘는 눈치채면
Were you
이런
guys a little bit like worried about that Baron try? Well, DAMWON found it out really late, and later we realized that J4 didn't have smite. But we had a lot of spears on it, so like down to 5k health, I weren't really worried.
사실 그 룰러 선수가
So Ruler, that was definitely a
계속
POG
보호해주는
call.
얘기가 있잖아요. 그러니까
And
연기력이
Ruler, you were
올라간다.
on the
아, 정말
LCK
어깨
parody
연기
video.
예술? 그리고 뭐 이런 얘기들이
And
굉장히
your
많이
act
나거든요.
in
그거
that
보면서
film
혹시 뭐
was
주변에서
really
얘기가
on
없었나요?
point. What did the players say about it?
어.
Well, actually, my parents, they were like, "What is this?"
저희 부모님과 똑같은 말씀을 하셨네요. 네.
Well, my parents
이게 뭐냐.
asked me
제
the same
장면을 보면서
thing.
그랬다고요. 제 장면을 보면서. 아, 가끔 그러신 게 있었구나. 아, 근데 뭐 연기는 만족스러우셨어요?
Are you satisfied with your act in that
사실 되게
video?
오래 걸렸는데 나온 건 한 2, 3주
I mean, it took a lot of
예.
time to shoot that scene, but I was in there for like 2 or 3 seconds. But about my act, I kind of liked it.
그렇습니다.
알겠어요. 아, 근데 끝으로 두 명 선수 모두 이제
To wrap
다음
up,
경기는 이제 서래원 프린스예요.
your next opponent will be 서래원
물론
Prince.
출동 아닙니다만 서래원 프린스가 워낙 또 싸움을
서래원,
좋아하니까
they also
이 부분에 대한
love
그
to
기대 굉장히
fight.
크고 오늘도 흥미로운 전투를 펼쳤기 때문에 어떻게 경기를 펼칠지
So,
정말
how are you guys gonna prepare for that match?
일단은 서래원이 진짜 싸움을
Yeah, I
안
mean,
피하더라고요.
서래원, they
경기
never
같은 거를 다
avoid fights.
보면서 느낀 건데
I went through all their thoughts, and like they're always taking the fight. So we will do the same. We will never avoid the fight and have a blast and a fire in that game.
서래원 팀이랑 좀 경기할 때 확실히
Whenever we play against Suraewon, yeah, I believe we're gonna be fighting all day. So it's gonna be an exciting one, and it's gonna be so enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to it.
오늘 승리 축하드리고 두 명의
So this will be
선수.
the end of the
오늘
interview with Rascal Ruler from Gen.G taking down DAMWON Gaming. Would you like? Do you guys have anything to add on?
고맙습니다.
Nope. Then yeah, this will be the end of today's interview, and I'm gonna pass it back to our casters. Thank you.
Thanks, G-Sun, as always, for the wonderful translation of the interview. Good to hear from Ruler and Rascal.
True.
And yes, very true. Yeah, just a good day today. It was a long one.
Yes,
So
it
I
was.
feel like I'm a little bit brain fried, but we'll be back here tomorrow yet again for more LCK. Never ends.
Never
It'll
does.
be me and you again.
Again.
Yeah.
But Max is tomorrow.
No, that's me. I'm also
You're
on,
Max?
I'm also on Saturday with Max. And then
So you're
yeah.
Max.
Yeah, well, no, but basically, yeah.
What?
Basically the same. I mean, we do the same thing. We do the yelly stuff. Anyway, guys, we are taking a look at the standings. 2-1 are both teams now, but DAMWON, with their very strong record prior to
And
this, will be ahead.
This win over DAMWON actually helps out DragonX. Interestingly enough, because now DragonX with the head-to-head over Gen.G, it means that they're sitting pretty comfortable. And tomorrow's matchups, we have some interesting ones. We have Afrika versus T1. That's very important. As T1, even though Afrika is on a bit of a tear, I really think that T1 should still be considered the favorites.
Yeah.
And Hanwha Life versus Dynamics, and honestly, I just imagine Dynamics are just gonna tear right through them.
Clap them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Hanwha Life is struggling a lot right now with their top side of the map. Of course, Viper and Lahens, the duo, still looking strong, but you're going up against Rich, you're going up against Kuzan as well. It's not going to be too easy when you're going up against this team. They also got Beyond for Team Dynamics. Definitely a very strong top side of the map, and I think they're going to find their advantage there.
Hanwha Life's top side is just so weak, and in the meta right now, you have to really hope to get bot lane edges, or that the opponents just draft into you and you have Philios.
Yep, might just happen that way. Either way, guys, we'll see you tomorrow for more LCK. Thank you for watching. We'll see you there.
take it on. You told me to be myself and never feel alone. You're all that I want, you're all that I need. If I was ever in the dark, I'd see. You've always believed and have faith in me. You'll always be my hero. I love you for everything you've done. You'll always be my hero. Faith in you like the rising sun. I feel so strong, I feel the freedom to be who I can be. You'll always be my hero. Give me everything I need. Everything I need. You have faith in me. You're all that I want, you're all that I need. If I was ever in the dark, I'd see.